To whom do I owe my life? The worst thing a human being can do is bring another into the world. What right does another have to roll the dice for a sentient creature? How could one put another soul on this earth, only to suffer during times of need, and love just to kneel before the loneliness of death? This is a story of demons. There's an alley, one I know well, not a special one, just another alley of derelict loading docks, trash, an occasional parked car. Maybe in the dead of night a drug deal takes place. I wouldn't know. I don't pry. Why should I pry? I think secrets should be kept private and that nobody's business should be aired unless it's by their own doing. Sometimes I pry, but only in cases where people seem like they have nothing to hide. Sometimes when I walk in the dark, I look past the confines of the docks and into the windows of the apartments above. Sometimes someone leaves a light on. They never seem to look down. The only time they would ever look down is when I'm right in front of them. A small, unimposing, mousy girl. I'm not especially pretty. I can get a guy, but why? When they have all these all-encompassing egos, when they have their own worlds I'm required to unravel? No, I keep to myself. I'm not rich. I'm not poor. I have none of the wherewithal that comes with either status. I'm not good with my money. I'm not bad with my money. I find myself attracted to this alley with all the happy people. They have babies, they have husbands and wives. I look in sometimes and feel like I'm missing out on what they have and will never quite attain it. I've tried relationships. I can't stand the waiting period between meeting and breaking up, or meeting and perhaps eventual marriage. I'm not sure if it's because I don't like my partner's company or because I'm so used to mine that I can't blend my and their identity when we're together. Maybe it's because I can't separate them when I'm alone. One day I leave my apartment. It's snowing. I feel as silent as the snow. I walk down my street of brick row homes and look at the trees on the sidewalk. Each looks as if it's trying to break free of the sidewalk, misplaced in an urban jungle as its instincts tell it to grow, tell it to find sustenance. I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry that they will be cut down for living as they grow too large. I'm sorry that people continuously make the same decision to plant them instead of some pansies or useful plants like vegetables. I don't have the energy to do any of this myself. I just feel worse. Sometimes I feel like I shift from being neutral, from having something like happiness, into something darker, like now. The trees weep, I watch. The gray sky of the falling snow becomes brooding, stifling. The snow itself is doomed to death when it hits the ground that is just too warm. Even if they survive, I will trample with my faux fur top boots. I pull my jacket closer. A jacket made by children in a third world country, a jacket that has a string out of place. The thoughts continue. The sidewalk, the inoffensive smooth surface, has become cracked with roots, smattered with old gum from disgusting mouths. The imprints of lovers that are now a source of shame and embarrassment for those who parted after the love was inscribed. Maybe there's an argument between them. Maybe they hated each other and were just together for convenience. Maybe they're still together and are just going through the motions. Tried to have a squawking child neither of them wanted in an effort to save the comfort that they shared. The thoughts spiral. They spiral down. I shed a tear. I feel pain. I go to the alley. I look up. The lights are all out, claimed by the drag of the night. Night is when I feel alive. Staring into the darkness, I can imagine that no one stares back. I'm frightened. Frightened of violence, of pain, of need. I'm afraid that if it will give me a thrill if I meet it, maybe it'll give me a reason to live, to cry, to hate. Anger is electrifying. So is dejection. There's release in both, a state like a high, for which I fight to keep as I feel it slip away. Before I feel the pressure that is always in my head. Did I lock the door? Do I even care if I lock the door? Should I buy food? Should I save my money and starve myself? Should I be doing more of my life? Should I owe it to anyone to do more? Shouldn't I want to do it for myself? Truthfully, I don't care for me. Nothing quite special. Nothing quite right. I leave the alley. I walk the sidewalk of tragic routes back to my apartment. I don't turn on the lights. I go to my kitchen with the plain drywall, the dishes in the sink, the breakfast on the counter. I walk on the linoleum floor. I sit at the cheap table. My ears ring. My breath escapes me. I see a glint. A wonderful, cheerful shine. It's there on the counter. I go over. Cradle its body in my hand. It's beautiful. It's manufactured. It's mine. I decide I am mine. I find the glint reaching from my hands, up my arm, to my stomach. I raise it. I plunge it. I die.